The Anthropocene is a proposed new geological era and a fundamental change in the course of life as we know it, which for millions of years has existed in and of itself and now is existing alongside humanity's activity on the planet. We Are Nature is the first exhibition in North America to tackle the Anthropocene head-on in a dedicated way.
We Are Nature aims to make stories about environmental change accessible to our visitors. It demonstrates that human beings are part of it, not apart from it, that we are not overseers of nature. We don't just take from nature, but that we steward nature. When we look at the interrelationships of life on Earth, we can make more thoughtful change.
In Western culture, we divide the world up into objects, and we see these objects as sort of innumerable and manipulable. But in a practical way, there's a lot that we can do with the obvious connections between things. Our collection documents deep time and the history of life through time. People often think of evolutionary processes as being very slow, but they're also happening on a very immediate time scale. So when we alter the world around us, we alter ourselves as well.
The Anthropocene, while it can be interpreted as humans have control and we've got to take control, I would argue a more appropriate understanding is really about humility and realizing how much we depend on other species. So the Anthropocene is about humans being a force of support of other species rather than being a force that's diminishing life. The exhibit also shows lots of ways that we can turn negative impacts around through collective action.
The way We Are Nature engages the public is by trying to personalize the issue. When we look at collection practices through the lens of the Anthropocene, we can take deep thought and package it in a way that people can connect to it on an emotional or even visceral level.
So when you're talking about something as vast and complicated as the Anthropocene, it touches on and implicates everybody. And therefore the conversation has to bring us all together and has to invite us to participate. So looking ahead beyond a finite exhibition, this is something that we feel very much should be a part of a public conversation. Long-term awareness has to involve positivity, and it has to populate every part of the museum because the Anthropocene isn't going anywhere.
The world's most relevant natural history museums are changing, especially in the way they use the collections and the history of the past to partner with the public on the big issues of our time and plan for the future.
By looking backward and forward, Carnegie Museum of Natural History can be a leader in bringing the public in to engage with the collections and think about what they mean to the world we're living in today. People like to say the past is a guide for the future, and that's true, and it's also a source of feeding our imaginations. So the Anthropocene is not just a scientific concept, but really a cultural concept that challenges how societies respond to changes in a truly holistic manner.
We are joined at the hip to an art museum. The visitors coming in are not necessarily dividing the world up into art and science. So we encourage them to bring a variety of perspectives, and we want people to come here and leave saying, I love life, I love nature, I am part of nature. And then walk away thinking about how that experience has changed the kinds of decisions they make in their lives.
People feel more empowered if we can connect them to something they can do. Examples of human compassion in our world inspire visitors to turn their motivation into action. What we really want to do is to see our communities engaging in Anthropocene work. We want to see them coming to the museum to have conversations about the Anthropocene and becoming citizen scientists.
In the Natural History Museum field, leading those conversations is, I think, where we have to go. This is such an important time. We've got to get it right, and we have to be out in the forefront of what's happening in society. We hope that people who visit Carnegie Museum of Natural History take away a sense of empowerment, because, let's face it, the whole point of natural history museums is to make a positive impact.